Hello? In this bonus stream time today? That's funny. Marty put it in a gift box. We will open the gift box. Whoop. Nice present. This is made by Marty. He gave this to me as the Christmas present. The Observatory. He made this as a side level for RTYI. And it looks pretty nice. Oh, foxes. Hello, Marty. Some patches. Do not jump off triangle. You told me when you started? I always started too. But oh wow, you didn't miss anything. I literally just started. So I guess this is overhead camera. Alright, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so these are platforms that move out with the switch. I really like the way the waterfall looks here. Like, it's such a cool effect. I can make some water splashes here. With like particles. So I think this was the rolling boulders, right? Staircases. This reminds me of Sonic Adventures casino level. Oh, the light looks really good too. I can add real light sources here, so Mario lights up. We got art on the walls. Faucet. Fake door. Ship. And then you were thinking like an Easter egg coin here? Somewhere over here? Staircase has the slope hidden under. Oh right, so this is supposed to go up like this, right? There is one change I'm thinking of making to the staircase, and it's a very small change. Let me just show you. So for staircases like this, I like to make the inner part a little darker. I think it makes the front part pop a little more. You know what I mean? Not completely black, but like close to it. What do you think? Do you think about Co-op DX? I don't think about Co-op DX. Bake that on the texture. Oh, that doesn't need to be baked onto the texture. Or was this like a seamless transition somehow that I just ruined? I see. Oh, why don't you use Co-op DX? Why the fuck would I use Co-op DX? Give me one reason. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Co-op DX. 11,544 triangles. Oh my god. You get 6 more triangles with your vertex. Let you double that. Wait, why would I double that? Why does vertex coloring double the tri count? Where's this coming from? Hello, Pachi Gamer. Yeah, I had a decent Christmas. I liked it. Someone got a table tennis set, and we played table tennis a lot, and I like table tennis. Oh, no, I wasn't gonna split it in the middle. I was just gonna leave it the way it is now. I just made the inner side a little darker. No, I made these two vertices here darker, so that the front part pops a little more. It's a very minor change. This probably needs some backface culling off. Oh, I see. So we agree on the change. That's awesome. Man, my blender's being really laggy. So for the background, it's actually cheaper to cut out the bottom part like that, which is why I am going to do that. You may want to explain anyways the entire level just to see what it looks like for the bit. No, it's going to crash my PC. I can't make cartridges of the game, Pochi. That would get me in legal trouble with Nintendo. Okay. So the skybox actually cannot be part of the level. It's going to be like an infinitely far one. So at first we will import this without the skybox, but then we'll get the skybox later. So let's get an import going. I would say this has 11,544 triangles, which means that we cannot import the collision here. Collision-wise, this is going to be too expensive. So I'm going to have to make a duplicate of this. And get rid of some triangles for the collision only. So, wait. Everything down here is just not something you interact with, right? You can go there, but there's nothing to do there. So, okay. I have to think about something to put here. I mean, it's kind of cool that we have like a liminal, kind of useless type space where you can just go and experience the world. I do like that a lot. Oh yeah, don't worry, I know what I'm deleting. Oh! You have the same thing going on that Bioback is going on with the useless primitive color alpha here. Interesting. That really is just the thing Fast64 does to screw you over, isn't it? Kind of funky. Oh, this is a decal to UV map the edges. Why is this a decal though? Couldn't it just work as not a decal like so? Oh, wait, never mind. I see why it is a decal now. So these, I assume, are going to be 3D models in the end. Oh, that's just a genuine transition, okay. Oh, I see. This is a material that blends two colors, two textures. It's definitely visual only. Okay, there's still a shit ton of decals I haven't deleted. And it's not this one. Wait. Huh? Oh, that's it. No, okay, we can't do that. This is actually impossible to do. You have a decal on the floor without anything underneath. So that is not going to render okay. So I will need to make a duplicate of your material that has no decal setting. Unfortunately. Yeah, don't worry, easy fix. Oh, I see. Yeah, I looked at that and I was like, wow, this is a very saturated color for them all being the same material. I looked at them and I was under the impression they're all different materials, but no. I see you, Bioback. Hello, Sparkling Zone. Welcome to the stream. So this one is also supposed to be something else, I assume? Like a 3D model in the end? Does it make it baked into the whole map? Yes! It's pretty neat, isn't it? Oh, something's up with the trees. What happened here? They look like they are all the wrong way around. Is this collision only or also visual? Yeah. Also, these are transparent. It's not going to work as transparent. Unfortunately, I have to make them alpha cutouts. This is because of draw order shenanigans that you would not necessarily see in Blender. But they still look fine, no? RTYI will not feature scrupulous finger. Okay, oh yeah, a transparent decal on this definitely doesn't work. Don't worry though, we will figure it out. This is nothing compared to the fixes I had to do on Zena's model yesterday. Right, so we need to duplicate this third path of grass. Wait, did I just change all of them? Easy way to detect where they should not be. Looks good, I would say. Oh, also, we can get rid of these triangles, right? Oh, we can't. Never mind. Okay. Okay, I think we got that. Back to the collision. This one, oh, actually that one doesn't have anything. Oh, we're also on the wrong microcode. Right, but I was talking about visual right now. What is this triangle? Is that on purpose? It doesn't. Oh, I see, it is on purpose. It's for the water. Miss Rosen, you just have chat. Press F5 maybe? I somehow destroyed this, that's concerning. I feel like the little bamboo here, it would be better if Mario couldn't interact with this. Just for the sake of not getting stuck on weird stuff. We still have a concerning amount of triangles in the collision map. I will need to reduce that somehow. Maybe these trees shouldn't be interactable either. Yeah, what if? I have an idea. We make these uninteractable. And we make these uninteractable. And then we do that. Then what the hell is this? Wait, what is this? Can that go? It's on the, what is this on the visual map? Oh, it's like a darkening of the path. I see. How many triangles is this? Only 100, okay, that can probably stay on the visual map then. Can you just make the bamboo not have collision, or does it need to be an actor for that? I can just make it not have collision, and that's exactly what I did. Don't have too many. Too many what? What are we talking about right now? That looks very good. What this will be used for in the egg, it's a side level. Marty just made this. I feel like we shouldn't be removing these windows because it looks like Nara can walk into there. $9,500 still. Okay, what if we do M and then B? There's still 400 triangles from decals somehow. That I am not seeing right now. Uh-huh. Probably should have finished with this first. Did I just find some useless ones? Ah, shit. This looks like relatively useless triangles. And these are transparent decals as well. It's going to look wrong in the source map. Or in the visual map. Need a solution for that. Probably just going to that. Did I fuck it up? Why is this duplicated? I'm confused. Oh, okay. I see now. I'm still confused. Wait, this shouldn't be duplicated, right? Am I crazy? I think everything single object is unauthorized, but I'm sure it's not optimized in your game engines, prevent expensive per object. You can separate things into objects, but that's very impractical for when you're actually working with the level, because it makes editing everything more difficult. But also your bottleneck is basically always memory throughput. So you only want to separate things into a separate object if they can be called during the laggiest view. The laggiest view is probably going to be something like this. So we're probably gonna separate this tower here into a separate one, maybe the fence here into the same as the tower, and then this one here is going to be called separately. But that's about it. More separation than that would just make the game slower. An aqueduct? True. Oh yikes, this is definitely not what this is supposed to look like. That looks a lot closer. Grass overhang? Did I not already delete that? Sorry, where am I missing the grass overhang? How do you summon the aqueduct? Oh, that was the visual map. I hope I'm not fucking anything up. This is the visual map right now. Hello, Kwai. Did I destroy anything in the visual map? Is that where the confusion comes from? Hope I didn't. Confusion, okay, nice. Yeah, I get it, I sometimes confuse myself. I go very fast with these things. Okay, this button looks very good, but unfortunately, I think it's not on the nose enough, so we will need the stupid pink Purple Mario button, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say it. The 9292. Aha, more decals over here. Oh, we have the same issue again of the decal also being the floor texture. Shit. Okay, we need another duplicate material here. Unfortunately, I'm going to let you know I'm not going to use a prettier one. I'm just going to use the Mario 64 button. This is not because I think yours is ugly or anything, this is just because, like, design language, I guess. Yeah. Okay, nice. I am glad to not have insulted you. Be a shame if I ruin something that you liked a lot after you spent so much time on this, and then you'd be upset. Oh, this one's surprising. How come there's two triangles here? Or two quads, rather. Is this for vertex colors or something? Does this need to be here? Duplicate for fading, okay. Fair enough. What is this line? Huh. Doesn't seem to affect anything. Another line like this. Doesn't affect anything either. Interesting. Hello, Kev 18. Ooh, we never want to use environment color alpha. That's going to randomly bug out. Easy fix. Still 9,100 triangles in the collision map. There's still so many overlaps here somehow. What is this? Wait, why is there a duplicate texture here? What's this for? Does this have a reason? This seems a little wasteful. As these borders shouldn't be interactable. Oh, I see. Okay, that's a lot I can remove. And that makes sense, yes. See your first. What? Why does this not work? What the hell? Yeah, your blender file is weird. Can't do the rectangular selection. So I'll probably just do it like this then. I'm deleting too far? Oh, fuck. Okay, I see now. Yeah, I see my mistake. You only want it gone until here. Okay. That should definitely make the collision map small enough. I want it like so that like people don't go behind here. That's why I'm cutting off slightly more there. This selection tool is weird in as well. Got it. Hmm. According to your screenshot, people should be able to jump down here. But wouldn't it be weird if they can't jump down here, but they can jump down here. I guess it kind of makes sense because of the fence. Okay, we'll keep this intact then because of the fence. But it does feel a little inconsistent. We'll see if this causes issues, I guess. Alright, we're down to 8,800 in the collision map. There's still 300 legal surfaces somewhere that I'm not seeing. Oh wait, it's these duplicate ones, I see. They might not be decals then. I might have to start actually, like, doing the small bits of collision now. So we probably also don't want the player to go in here, I would think. Probably do that. Maybe we need actually. Just because I don't want there to be a giant collision around here. Look how you fixed. That's why you can remove so much. This is the collision map, yeah. Hmm. 1,800 is still a lot for a collision map. I guess this is cut off. So can do that. Still 8,800. It's amazing what the visual fence for actions in reverse. Some are here from Red Marvel jumping diving into the high island. He's not meant to get early. Of course. But before that, I'd like to do all the simple saves just so I can get a first import done. I don't want to get into like doing all the small details until we actually have the map in a state where we are fully happy with it. I also, for example, don't do any collision mapping before Biobex reworks. Honestly, I think this might be simple enough to work. Axis aligned assets? Oh, I see. That's different. And now the scaling. You said you had Mario somewhere? The size of Mario? Where's the size of Mario? Is it Mario reference? Okay. So his triple jump here is 5.1 and his normal height is 0.64. So your scale is around 25 times or 250 times what I usually do. 50 divided by 0.64. 232 times less than I would usually do. Okay. I'm gonna scale your entire map up to accommodate for that. Now it's at my normal size. Hello X-Links, I'm glad you like it. It's Marty's level. 9 months of work. He gave birth to a new level. The grass wind waves. Oh, is it this part here? Do I have to make this texture move? Wait. Oh, this. This texture has to move. Okay, I see. Alright. We can look into that. Scroll texture 1. Wait. Yeah, scroll texture 1 is going to be a little hard to find. Yeah, don't worry, it probably has to go in like a sine wave pattern anyway. So the fast 64 setups is not going to work very well. Our next step is making a new level. Hello, Midwall. Wait, this is kind of nonsense, is it not? Okay, I'm not 100% confident that this is going to export fine, but we'll try it. Different camera range level. No, this is just fast64 forcing you to make these files, otherwise the level is not going to export. Let's see if it exports. Oh boy. Scary. See, off-stream I was actually working on something else with Zena. I can show you guys this real quick. Well, one thing I was working again on is my 3D coin. It's a cool technique, but I think this looks pretty bad. So I'll probably replace it with like a genuine 3D model instead of this PBR thing. And we were working on the village on the ice castle. This is still a very early version. There's going to be a big ice castle here. where the moon is and the stars. It's very foggy. Like the model is literally an extruded circle. Don't worry, Marty, I'm pretty sure that this is going to turn out great. Please work! No such fun. Include segments? Mhm. Oh, I didn't pick the RTYI repository yet, so that explains that. Could I maybe commit my changes before and make sure this compiles? Maybe I should. Level observatory entry undeclared, not in a function. Makes sense. Level observatory entry undeclared. Mhm. Oh, I see. Change this array if you're adding levels. Level to course node table. Level defines real. Uh-huh. Oh, but I added this. Was observatory undeclared. Okay. It's probably the real issue then. There's more bugs. Change this area if you're adding levels. Wait, what? Did I spell close observatory wrong? Hmm? Oh, the header guard. That would do it. That is a very good catch. Was observatory undeclared. 4 hits for this, 4 hits for this. They are the same. Might need to make. It might also just be because I haven't exported the level yet, and a lot of the pathing I have there is nonsense. So it could be that as soon as I export the level, it just works, which is what we will do. Alright, let's export the level and hope for the best. Exported just fine. Moving texture mark. Okay, so recently I deleted a lot of useless include files, including moving texture macros.h. So I probably have to add that back. Great. Then here I will say which file that needs that's all we need. Okay, it still says course observatory is undefined. Is that like a course table real? No, that's not what we want. We want course table. Oh! Obviously. Wait, aren't there now more hits for course observatory than there are for course dark mineshaft? What did I do here? When did this happen? This wasn't me, right? Did I get a lobotomy live on stream just now? What happened? Oh, it's level defined /h. Okay, this is the file for 64 rights. I have nothing to do with this. So I'm concerned there's 5 hits for this and 4 hits for this. Where are we using this for? Course table, course defines. Dark mineshaft. Course mineshaft. Oh, I see. Okay, so we have more defines than we are not using that I need to recreate. This is all nonsense, but it's fine. Macro presets, names, then stars, game, level, and let's get geo, and moving. Okay, we got to the next step. Sorry, someone's pinging me. Special preset names is also missing. Okay. Names and geomisc. Paintings.h. GeoNFX main. Wait. Why is this here? That shouldn't be an issue. That is somewhat concerning. What's this? How can I find the file I need? Oh, there's two observatory files now. One capitalized, one uncapitalized. Lovely. I deleted both of them! Oh, never mind. Wrong file. Yeah, this hopefully fixes it. It's compiling. It compiled. Let me make sure the game boots. Hey. I'm playing one time and use GIMP to do. Okay. Nice. Next step, add a debug warp. You're shaking. Thank you for the sub, Lukes. What's the difference between Project 64 and Luna's Project 64? Project 64 can refer to about 40 different versions of the Project 64 project, and Luna's Project 64 is one specific one. Alright, let's see if we can enter it. There's a very good chance that the collision is going to be absolutely messed up. I think I might need to set like a special exception for the collision to work. Oh. I can walk around here. Okay. Some drawing order issues. We expected that. The scale actually looks pretty good. I was worried that this is going to be too flat, but I think this is like a very nice, impressive, like first impression type thing. Okay, draw order issues here. Let's solve those as we see them. These definitely should be layer 4 if we can. Or do you want them layer 5? This one actually feel visibly different on layer 4 and 5. Yeah, this one's not such an easy choice. Also, always use cycle 1 to pull your texture if you can, because cycle 2 is a little buggy with it. Yeah, this needs to be on the cutout layer. The step sounds are set in the collision material. Project 64 is currently in, I think, version 4 or even 5. So yes, they did go above 1.7. Oh, something really wrong is going on here with the trees. What is that? Oh, because you're using transparent layer again. That would do it. And this is also transparent? Wait, why is this one oh, I see, that one has a reason to be transparent. But this one, I don't think it needs to be. Never use environment color if you can prevent it. Always opaque, transparent decal. I forgot that was the thing. Oh, I see. Well, I guess the second one through of the level is going to look a lot nicer then. No, this is all the wrong side around. Can this be cut out? Yeah, I actually prefer this in cutout mode. Let's make it cutout. Let's export this again with those fixes, see if we can get a nicer first run through of the level. The gates still the gates are still transparent. It's part of the main story. It's just a side level. There will just be one star here, or maybe two? Because it's such a big side level, it'd be a shame if there was only one star. I feel like. Hello, cat. The cat. Kazir? Oh, something's going wrong on this material. Pretty sure you can get up here. Interesting. I was worried that that collision was going to be a little bit jank. Do you think we should vertex color the bottom of these trees a little bit harsher? Yeah, okay. We need to increase the collision limit. Let me just do that real quick. Let me just do that. So usually there's a static collision pool allocated per level. This is made in a way that there's a lot of RAM left over for the level itself. For big levels we need it, but for a small level like this, this level is big, but like it's small compared to, you know, the levels with 50,000 triangles across 8 areas. We don't really need it. Yeah, I think just like a little bit of darker vertex color. I mean, you have it here, right? Like what you have here, I was thinking. Dude, the shading on this looks super nice. And you can consistently tell where the sun is coming from. Do you want me to set a very harsh sun in the level as well? So this is going to be a labyrinth. I need to make the camera setting for this. Interesting. It shouldn't be crashing. If that crashes, that's for sure my issue. I'll say if something's really wrong on this material, I should figure that one out first. Harsh sun, yes. Oh, the apple is super nice. Did I remove the apple in the collision map? I don't think I did. I see. The material is used more than once. Yeah, that's... Oh, I see. So if you ground pound like below them, they fall off. I might need a write-up of all the dynamic stuff you need, just so I don't forget. Also, we can just make this slippery so that the player can't just, you know, do what I just did. Makes sense. What is the black line over there? Oh, for the gate to go through, I see. Dude, this is actually gonna be so fun to explore. With all these little niches to go into. This has a strong Mario as a hamster on the loose feeling to me. Yeah, this definitely needs back face culling removed. This is a little bit awkward to move up on. I know you initially wanted Mario to like look through this, but I think the collision on this is just so small that we can't reasonably do that. I think this whole thing just has to be like a big solid blob of collision that you can't interact with. Unfortunately. Are we supposed to be smaller here? Did I make the level too small? Was the level supposed to be bigger? These chains? Yeah, these chains need backface culling gone, that's cool. So I guess Mario is supposed to be a little bigger, but not by a whole lot. How about we make him 20% big? Oh. 20% bigger. Designed this novel, Marty. I only gave him a little bit of feedback. Ugh. Let's see how it feels 20% bigger. This beginning area feels significantly worse than 20% bigger to me. But this area feels very good. Again. I should figure out what that bug is. That's the first time I've seen it. It is very hard to get the scaling right without having the game right in front of you. I'm not sure if you were able to export the level yourself or not. I kind of want to make it just a little bit smaller again. The scaling on this is still too small for this to reasonably be an end gameplay element to interact with. I think I want to reduce the scaling by 10% again. It's not gonna look like that because there's no background yet. Only the catwalk was wrong. Yeah, the catwalk has the most significant issue. Can we maybe simplify the catwalk in a way where Mario can reasonably interact with it again? What if we simplified it to something kind of like... like so? Alright, so you're okay with me just making some modifications here to simplify this? That is good. I'll move this whole thing down a little bit then. It needs that as well. Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. We'll do something like this so Mario can conceivably stand in front of it. Oh, this is 2 textures. Yeah, I see how this works now. I like the Sonic level. Sonic level! Because there's a lot of new textures and objects, grass, walls, hills, hedges. Isn't this going to stand out in the final game? I think each level has a lot of new textures. Don't you think? Hello, beginners. What happened to my Donkey Kong music? That was weird. Do you think it has too many new textures? I mean, ideally you would think that every texture uses a new texture. Then there's also these where I wanted to just kind of darken the bottom part a little bit. Just because this always looks very good when you do that. And what Mario 64 32X, how would that be received? People would think that's very cool. Oh no, I don't do that, Valo. I do have a large texture collection, and I do often reuse textures, but that's just a limitation of me as a person, I guess. Okay, let's add the background. That looks like Spyro. Yep. Marty has a very Spyro art style. I think that's what makes this level look different, if anything. Things like hillside, grass trees, and use the same texture levels. How do you feel like being part of the same world? Oh, sometimes they do. Sometimes we intentionally do that. And yeah, sometimes the overworld has the same textures as the level around it. Yes, so the skybox, it's really far away, right? But obviously the N64 cannot draw things far away at any amount of reasonable precision. So we draw it first with no depth at all, and then it works. And we draw it much smaller. We just move it around the camera. Something like this. What a nice song. The clouds can indeed be animated to do that. This render order looks fine. Then they all need no Z buffer, please. That's not what I wanted. Ich fühle mich so verwirrt. Hello, Lilo. What? Then lastly the cloud. Okay, all their debuff is off, and now we can export this. Level data, custom, server topic. Don't we have an all headers file? Why am I not just including that here? This is silly. Already set to 99%. Should be good. That's not Overworld. I can close this now. Let me save this in the right spot so I don't lose it. Six. Time to export. Hello, bonk posting. Doesn't Artify use a lot of indexed color textures anyway? There just has to be something to save a little bit of from space by using the same texture with different color palettes. I mean, on one hand, sure, but like, you would have to set up the infrastructure in your game to share single texture files like that between levels, and I have not. There's a lot of textures that would be stored duplicate in the ROM, I'm sure. Huh? No background? Where's my background? Where's the rotation node and where is my geo assembly? Oh, I added it to the collision like an idiot. Okay, but there's two issues here, or one issue that we need to fix. And that is we need to apply all the transforms. So the whole visual model was being rotated by 90 degrees, which obviously is an issue. And now the InfBG is hooked up. Now we should have the background in. I have seen the PS1 Mario 64, yes. Hey! How's that looking? The green is going a lot higher than I think we want it to go. I don't think it's supposed to look like that, right? I think we have to move the whole skybox down a fair bit. Yeah, let's move the skybox down. So what is this cloud? That should be fun. Also, while we're here, let's take a look at this material here being wrong. What is going on here? Oh, I bet it's this one here. -2 and -3 is what you want. Okay, yeah, you had the mask set too high, that's why. How does it fit into the rest of the game? This is my first time seeing it. Do you remember how there's like goldfish in the overworld? And you save the goldfish, and then the goldfish give you like a secret. And if you do that secret, you open a secret level. This is the secret level you get. That looks closer to what Marty wants, I think. Yeah. Now the level's looking good. There is one issue here on the side of the mountain that you can look through it. And I need to fix the collision here. Can you try this on the N64? That is going to be the next step after we fix the visual bugs here. It's not going to be much longer until we test on the N64. It is 11,000 triangles, so it might not do too well on the N64, so we definitely want to check it out. Well, culling isn't free either, so we can't just cull everything and then be like, it's culled, so it doesn't cost anything. Oh, interesting. Oh. Garden soil decal? I see. Do you mind if I just swap this out for a different material? Like, what if I just kind of do that? I change the color of this a little bit. So I don't have to add a second material for that again. It's going to be a fair bit cheaper. It doesn't really look any different. Again, okay, nice. Oh, I also just realized I missed the stump when I did my stump coloring. I kinda don't like that the stump is so much in the floor. That's going to waste a lot of overlap for no reason and get some Z fighting going. So let me just move him onto the floor. So around this area Unreal 6 as of now. We haven't tested it yet, but we're very close to just testing it, because we're basically done fixing the visual bugs now. So you see this file has 16,752 triangles. I think the level is like 12,000 now with the background. Yeah, you didn't know of snapping? You just turn on snapping and then you do 2 triangle, and that will snap it to the floor. Alright, uploading it to my N64. Switching to the N64. The cheaper to have geometry passing inside another or some extra vertex to probably connect the geometries. It's usually cheaper to just have them pass through, but it depends on the context. Please excuse me playing with a lot of input lag. Okay, 29 FPS, 27, 34. So we should check the laggiest configuration we can think of here, which is probably standing in this corner here and then looking at the whole level without hiding Mario. Maybe first person is laggier. Okay, so the laggiest we can get is like 25 FPS. This is without any culling, by the way. This is literally just crunching 12,000 triangles. It is Toilet Duck, and I think this is proof of that. But yeah, the N64 can just look like this. I have so much input lag. Let me get up. Show this to some rare people. We didn't even add culling. This is actually super unoptimized still. Yes, we can make Mario darker in the cliff shadow. Ooh, this scene has like relatively low FPS. That's an issue, because that's platforming. So what's probably happening here is that everything below Mario is being drawn first, and then we overdraw it with the cliff. So we probably have to change the material order, and then we're gonna gain like 5 FPS here. Can you see the occlusion plane thing, the big pillar in the middle of the map to cut stuff behind it? That seems like a good place for it. Yes, we can. So before we do any optimization though, we need to know what the laggiest place is so we can improve it. What is PVS? Is that a Ligma? That's a Ligma. Oh, potential visibility scene. No, we don't have that. There's a lot of culling algorithms you can add, and like a lot of them is a lot of data crunching, and it's usually just worse than just rendering the level. Ooh, this is our laggiest scene. Oh, this one hits 19. Which, I guess you're not really supposed to be here anyway, but still. It kind of makes sense, right? Because all the polygons are in the scene at once. And we have the big overdraw from the bridge here. I can turn on the dithering if you guys want dithering off. Well, we can turn anti-aliasing and this and widescreen. And that's going to be even more laggy. 16 is our absolute laggiest setting. I can't play with this input lag. It's like I have to do an input and then like 2 seconds later it happens. I want you guys to appreciate how hard I'm playing here. But this part is still fine at like widescreen with every effect on it possible. Alright, back to my face. Using all the eventual RH on that bridge and then redrawing pixels multiple times. Yeah. You expected worse? Nah, my engine's awesome. So the obvious improvement is a big culling plane. Well, actually we have decided which view do we want to make less laggy now. There is a depth buffer. It will be the added cost of enemies, but it ain't much against your basic culling planes. Yeah. Enemies is not something we have to worry about. The target is 30 with anti-aliasing on, ideally. But, of course, that's very difficult to do if you have levels as complex as this. Why does it lag here? Because you're drawing all the polygons, and you're overdrawing with the bridge. So we had one section that was kinda laggy, that was... I think, like here? Okay. So you can sort mesh elements, which will change the draw order of things, which is going to make stuff render faster. So for example, the dirt path here, we want it to render above the grass. So we move this at the very top. Now it's going to render above these things here. And this, that's fine to not render above anything. And then the bridge here, it renders basically last right now. Yeah, you see how this renders last? So if we also move this, like at the very, very first, that one section is going to lag a lot less. Let me move this one as well. Then this one as well. Yo, thank you for the gift subs. I'm sorry if I'm a bad streamer and I don't hear them. I'm sorry for everyone who donated and I missed it. It's very difficult for me to hear them for some reason. What is 16 7 supposed to be? It's someone's astral observatory who has like a garden and stuff. And there's going to be magical appliances that protect this garden. Right, let's give it another N64 test, see what we've improved. Okay, let's put it at 30 FPS with anti-aliasing on, so you guys have a better view of what the final player is going to see when they play this video game. Summercard.bat. It's a batch file that uploads everything to the summer card. So this is pretty much the intention. And, okay, the beginning is 25 FPS with anti-aliasing on, which of course is an issue. But don't worry, we still have culling and stuff. So I assume that looking at the mountain would cause more lag. It's easier to no, it's not easier to test on hardware, it's only possible to test on hardware. How are you gonna test performance outside of hardware? This all seems good except for the very beginning of the stage. Yes, this is V-synced. See, on the N64 you basically have two viable options. The first is you triple buffer and V-sync. The other is you double buffer and you V-sync. And if you double buffer and V-sync and you ever drop below 30, you're 20. Okay, so this section is still pretty laggy. I think this should be our #1 priority, improving this spot here. This spot is important to run well because this is going to be platforming. So if you have lag here and you die to that, it's going to be very bad. The input lag is from a capture card. Are you skipping input reading to achieve better FPS? Do you see me play Mario 64 right now? Do you think my input... do you think Mario would move if my inputs were not being read? Come on. The AA hides the dithering? I don't know. Not on purpose. What's the input lag with VSync on console? You have... well, you have 67 milliseconds of input lag. It's just part of the game. You see this in every N64 game. In something like Zelda, it's even like 100 milliseconds because that game is 20 FPS. Hey, okay, so the top also has a little bit of lag here. So there's two parts that are kind of laggy. the top part and that one part at the waterfall. I think this is going to be a little bit difficult to see. Marty, I think we should have the star just be like right in front of here. Like here. Or maybe where the observatory would be. Because I don't think people are going to be here and try to interact with this. Unless we had it like sparkle and you went in there and then Mara automatically entered first person or something. So there are more polygons to read our field pixels with the top pose Archer's Bridge area? No. Well, it could help, but unlikely. It would also make the other settings way worse. Also keep in mind, we have now Z-sorted this. So now, well, it's still 19 FPS. But it is, if we turn off the aliasing, I'm sure it would be better than it was before. Yeah, we gained like 1.5 FPS here. I am using the Clonar Alliance capture card. So for this archway, we kind of have two options. The first is to make this inaccessible, so that players wouldn't go over there, which I think is the correct option. We can just make this actually very slippery, so that it's unreasonable to get over there. And the other is fuck ourselves over and try to make this not laggy, which I think is the worst option. The star should appear from the sky and fall to the tippy part of the hill. Oh, I see. The tippy part of the hill. So on top of the house here? On top of the house would be very cute. It shouldn't be difficult to get up here, right? Anyone can do what I just did. If I can do it with 2 milliseconds, 2 seconds of input lag, I think you guys can do that. Do you have any tricks up your sleeve other than just simplifying your geo? Yeah, we haven't gotten any culling yet. There's no culling yet. None. 0. Okay. Let's keep in mind the one area was 24 FPS, the top was also 24 FPS. Back to this. Okay, so... Okay, this was like here. So culling that part wouldn't help. Now for the beginning, we could absolutely cull this part, and it would just fix the issue. Oh, this texture's used twice, I see. Could we conceivably use this texture here? Do you think, Marty? Would that work? Use the stair bricks. These ones. Oh, I see. Is that all of them? I think so. Okay, I think the staircase can work. I think I just need to slightly make it bigger. Yeah, that looks barely different, doesn't it? What do you think? Are we okay with that? It looks so similar that I didn't even notice at first. Wow. It seems... Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, that's a good warning. I hope I didn't need any. Okay, nice. So now we have the aqueduct textures localized entirely here. And that's, what, 800 triangles that we can cull. So the way we could do this is whenever it's not on camera, we just don't render it. You know what I mean? T-junction? T-junction are dangerous on N64 because we have relatively low vertex precision, so it often opens up holes. The house using this material is fine, because you're never going to be able to see the staircase. You're never going to be able to see the house without also seeing the staircase. It's too bad that FAST64 generates axis-aligned bounding boxes. If they didn't, we could just make this cult. So the way this should probably work, we need to write some sort of algorithm to decide whether the staircases should be culled or not. I'm thinking we check the angle from like the furthest point here to the camera, like the point all the way over there, and then if it's within a certain angle range, we just don't render it. Or actually, we could also take in the rotation of... No, do we need to take in the rotation of the camera? Probably not. Or we could just make a big boundary volume where if the camera's in there, it just wouldn't do this. What about the same occlusion tech that was developed and used in the pyramid level? The pyramid level? Are you talking about shifting sandland? That level has no occlusion tech. Jungle? I don't know of a jungle pyramid. I'm kind of stalling to have a short break because my wrist really hurts. I should probably take like a week off the computer, but I want to do work. Question I hate, and sorry if I'm re-asking a question you've answered, but with all those textures you have, are you doing multiple reads of texture from RDRM, or have you sorted textures you can use the same one over and over again in RDP? That's a very good question. I make very sure that each texture is only used once. So if you had joined the stream 10 minutes earlier, you would have seen that this aqueduct here, it had a texture that was shared with the walls here. And I replaced the wall texture for a very similar looking one from the staircases up here, because I was planning to cull the aqueduct. So by putting the aqueduct in a separate display list, I would have risked my texture loads existing twice. But because I have changed the texture, it will only exist once. Of course, technically, you could sort all your materials in a way where you can bleed one texture between your first mesh and your second mesh, but our tooling support is not quite there yet, unfortunately. Anyway, while I'm stalling here, What if culling was a thing that is default off and you have to opt into it? And you opt into it by being within a certain sphere. So the sphere would look something like... It's no longer a sphere, but it's close enough. Like, what if the arch was only ever called if the camera was within this sphere right here? I think that might be a good way of handling it. And then as soon as you come around here, it stops being called. I think that's a good way of doing it. It's very cheap. A cuboid? I don't think so. Unless we use like a rotated cuboid. No, it doesn't draw any polygons. It's a very cheap math formula. Twitch told me I'm trending? I have 300 viewers? What? Why do I have 300 viewers? Where did you guys come from? Does the levels just look that good? Wow. Marty is drawing in the crowd. Well, I stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Alright, let's mark this as callable. It says callable on the ceiling. It's a better joke than I thought it was when I said it at first. That joke's actually amazing. It does say callable on the ceiling because you don't ever look up. Your ceiling is very callable. And there goes 500 viewers. I only stream on my second channel on YouTube. Because I don't want like a million people asking the same stupid questions over and over. There's a Yoshi Go. Where is my file here? I have one file for all the code for all my side levels. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to move this here. Give it the behavior 77777777 so I can find it. I'm gonna give this the aqueduct behavior, the color behavior. Why the fuck wouldn't I? That's actually... I was almost doing something stupid. But interesting, you repost the link to the traditional live stream in your Discord server when you go live. It's automated. Oh, right! I forgot about this. I have a new system. I no longer need to extern these things. Oh, that's awesome. Anyway. Let's export this. So first we need to back up the display list pointer. Well, we don't need to, but it makes my life a little easier. It actually gives us a lot more performance, like by like 0.5 microseconds. Isn't that great? And then we want to store the first comment here, the first displaced comment. Like so. Just making sure it compiles. Okay, that's what I thought. We need level patterns.h. Would it be good or would it be hated? I have no idea. People would probably no idea. Invalid use undefined type g of x. It's not a struct, is it? It's a type there. Okay, nice, there we go. Okay, next. Unstatic g of x, LCMB equals it's to GSSP and display list comment. Okay. So this is how we will turn the culling on and off. Oops. And next we only need to program the hitbox. So I know inconsistent capitalization, but this is the Mario 64 decompilation's fault and not my own. And then we also need this to be a scale sphere. So I think the shortest axis is the x-axis. $10,802. You know what? We are going optimal. Why not? On N64, it's actually optimal to do some shit like this. And now we need to scale the distance along each axis. Pose 1, not I? Nope. Oh, yes. Good catch. I don't make a stupid mistake and it compiles. It does not compile. Because it's then we don't need this anymore. Okay. So 10,802 was on X. And Z is 12,000, so... And on the last axis, 13,000. Okay, just for testing. I just realized this needs to be from the camera, not from Mario. I accidentally put the thing here. I accidentally exported the mesh. And it's not being called right now. Okay, so we have two issues. Why is it not being called? Why is the mesh there? I think we're done with the background. Go back to the observatory. I misspelled SQRTF. Alright, let's see what the distance is. What do you call? The big aqueduct. Distance 0? Hmm? What? The risk factor of someone? Yes, one of them is one on purpose. That's the smallest one. So we also need to bleed separately on this one. And, oh god, that was drawing the skybox twice. And was drawing the skybox 3 times. How could this possibly be 0? Oh. Because I need to cast to S32. %F doesn't actually exist in this dungeon. The distance is clearly less than the 10,800 I put in. I actually duplicated the distance from what it needs to be. So, wait. And this was inverted. Okay, now it all makes sense. I think now the culling is going to be perfect. Called? Not called. Nice. Then as soon as I come around this corner to see the aqueduct, it's no longer called. Do you see that? Now it's called. Ah, you can see the pop though. We were a little too aggressive here. Do you see it working though? On N64, you probably wouldn't notice that. I think this might be fine. White apple, yeah, that's a fast 64 bug. Not something I can fix, unfortunately. That's a bug with the tooling. We just have to ignore that and hope that gets better eventually. I kind of want to make it bigger, like, in this direction, though. Like, I think it should be, like, here. And then bigger this way. It would be nice if we could make it go all the way into the mountain. Like, we could just be way more aggressive with it. And it wouldn't be an issue. It's just that this part here... actually, it's fine in the middle. Never mind, we're all good. Since we're the skybox... No, this is a culling box for the aqueduct here. Alright, let's get the sizes once more. This is 12549. 17084. 82. And that's on this axis here. I think the y-axis is unchanged, but let me just put this one more time. 12432. Okay, unchanged. Alright, who's ready for another N64 test? See how much we just removed the lag. I am hoping for a 30 FPS beginning now, but I'm not confident in it. Oh, that is pretty much 30, but it's not with anti-aliasing on yet. 28. Honestly, that's a 2 FPS improvement. For the work we did, that's not bad. Of course, this is still rough. What's the dither? Look at the game now, and then compare. It basically just looks like a blur filter, and it costs a little bit of performance. But I can see some people would prefer it on. Because without it, there is some like dither patterns. Like, if you look at the skybox, I think you would see it. Yeah, on the skybox you can see a little bit of a pattern, right? So, with that on, the pattern kind of disappears. Oh, the aqueduct bobbin is really bad here. I made the car box too big. Shit. Oh, but you see how the aqueduct instantly eats like 3 FPS. It's trivial to make the glass rotate around the map. I might do that. Let's see, I didn't pay attention to... Wait, what? Are those being called? I must have entered the things wrong. One, 2, 5, 4, 9. Hmm? Did I must have not re-exported the level. Okay, yeah, I didn't re-export the level, so the box was still in the wrong position. That explains it. Okay, never mind. False alarm. This doesn't change our performance profiling, it only changes the one bug not appearing, so we're all good. Nothing to worry about. Okay, so we got around 3 FPS in the beginning, which is good, but it's not good enough. But there's more things we can do. I actually think this is a much bigger issue right now, the 24 FPS here. Why the low FPS though? Chat, why is this happening? Oh my god, I thought that grunting laugh was in my real life for a second. I thought that was my baby. Okay, so this is rendering very early. This is going to cause a lot of overdraw for no reason. Let's put this at the end. Is the pagoda being overdrawn? Maybe, but the pagoda is not a lot of surface area, so it's not something I'm worried about. Oh, I'm not sure when the cliffside should be drawn. Now that I think about that, that's a tough one. Because the cliffside is overdrawing everything right now. But also we kinda wanted to overdraw some stuff. But if I think about all of this being overdrawn, ooh, that kinda sucks. This one might actually make sense to be split into 2 materials. As weird as that would be. Oh, this also has to go at the end, just for minor optimization. Aren't we listening to Donkey Kong 64? Why is Gruntilda laughing in my ear right now? It's actually a little weird, no? Okay, so wouldn't it be better to calculate the distance from the center of a point instead of using actual sphere geometry? That's what we're doing, Lux. That sphere is only there as a visualization for me. Okay, river soil actually is goated overdraw-wise, because we just put this at the top and it always draws on top of something. We should move this all the way to the top. Okay, so the pagoda. The pagoda is probably causing some amount of overdraw. The floor tile... Well, actually, it's drawing relatively late. I don't think it really is a concern. And this renders after Riverbed Cliff. So I'm not worried about it. Grass with winds. This is also grass with winds. The grass is with... Ah, well, we are sorted by height first, so this shouldn't be an issue. The planks inside the pagoda roof could go... Oh, I see. I didn't even notice these. Yeah, they seem like a lot of detail that you can't see. I mean, this is 20 triangle. Oh, well. 24 triangles, wait. Why is this one separated and the other ones aren't? That's sus. Have I been sold triangles that don't do anything? For vertex colors? I see. All the vertex colors are very similar though. I don't think it's really worth that subdivision. I mean, these are 24 triangles, they don't really do much. This is a tough call to make, like, but it's like, it's not worth overthinking it. This has such a low impact. Oh, oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean for vertex colors. Remove every beam. Yeah, the thing is, players don't really look up. The fact that there's one beam at all is already overkill, and I think players will be happy about the one beam. Let's remove him. Same with the collision map. Oh, it's sprouting here. That's actually looking so cool. I didn't even see that when I made the collision. I think we haven't really hunted for triangles that are removable before. I feel like we're gonna find some visual triangles that we don't really need. I think I've seen some on these rocks here. Okay, I see why all of them are necessary. But what if we did something like just moving them in here? Sure, rocks to remove some, okay. I think it might be the correct choice to do that. Well, but again, the rocks are such a small minor change that I don't think that's gonna make or break it. Where else? I mean, something like that is an easy one. That's a low-hanging one. Right, no one misses these vertices, do they? Same here. Hello, the teller. Who are you telling today? That one is a little more just to remove, but still. These all don't look like anything. Like they don't add enough visuals to be valuable to keep. I guess it is. Is it even possible to see these these triangles? I think these two are literally invisible. Yeah, I think this entire strip can go. Because you can't really see it from the gameplay area. Even from up here, it's not really visible. I mean, that's only 22 triangles, but still it's something. Hello, Diamond Yoshi. The thing needs something to make Mario 64 Kazun. I mean, case. Sorry, game devs with Kazun names. They should add 10,000 lines of code to one function, already remembered, and do every frame. Sure. To hide the gap between the trees and the ground. I see, but that's already hidden by the bush anyway. From like for this thing. I can see an argument for like these strips to exist because they transition the colors nicely. And you can actually kind of see it if they're like up here. That's a few triangles removed. The leaf for pigment was one-sided and turned off culling. I made it have double sides and turned on culling. Don't know if this is worse or better. That's worse. This could technically also be culled with the aqueduct, but it's not really worth it. And, okay, this one actually, there's a lot of culling potential here. What happened to my Donkey Kong music? Sorry, is this an important thing? Ah, just a playtester messaging me. So what we can do here, we can make this all part of the same culling, as long as it's only using the one texture. But everything that's being used by multiple textures, we can't really do that. What the hell? Okay. Okay, I see. Well, he's reusing his textures a lot, which is a good thing, but that makes culling kind of difficult. We have duplicated some materials. No, the whole point of this is to remove duplicated materials, or to remove texture nodes. So if you duplicate a material to remove this, we are doing the opposite of what we want. Are there any other materials here that are unique? No? But this is a fair few unique materials that we can all get culling. What about this? Oh no, that's definitely not unique. The biggest section of the telescope? One? This one? That looks now. It's used here. Must have been added pretty late. Or this one. Ah, that is unique. Nice. And the lens, of course, the lens. Alright. Let's mark this count. Alright. We should do one more test. But what we can also look into next is occlusion planes. Because I'm thinking we have one occlusion plane here, and that's going to be at the place that is going to be the laggiest place at the end. Yes, there's a few places where using assembly right now is pretty much necessary for N64 optimization, because the current compilers we have are just not good enough. You know, like the bell curve meme where there's like a really stupid guy and he says one thing and he says like, use assembly to optimize, and then there's a guy in the middle and he would say like, no, the compiler's gonna write better assembly code than you, don't use the compiler to optimize. And then like there's a guy all the way on the right who's like, yeah, sometimes the compiler writes bad code, you need to optimize yourself. It's kind of like that, because there's a lot of times where someone's like, you need to use assembly to optimize it, and then you look at the handwritten assembly and it's like the compiler would have been around 30% faster here. That happens if you look at any libultra code. Or the code in Diddy Kong Racing. Okay. 30, almost. 28. 25. Well. And the apple is red. I would like to point out that the apple is red. And this is with anti-aliasing, mind you. Most Mario 64 mods turn anti-aliasing off because it's a very expensive effect. It's also at unlimited FPS, which costs a few extra FPS compared to not unlimiting them. Ironically enough. I heard that comeback can be better, but using a modern XAT on MIPS, I think we are stuck with what has been made at the time. No, there's still compile optimizations made for GCC that like also apply to old architectures. But it's usually like minuscule improvements. Okay, we're 25 here. I think that is a mild improvement. I think it was like 24 before. So, we did do something. Now, okay, you guys maybe have heard of occlusion planes when I've talked about them before. These are ones that Sauron basically invented. You can put them in the level. The game is programmed to pick the best one, and then it culls all the geometry behind it, if it's fully behind it. Now the question is, which planes do we actually want to use? Because if we look at this, there just isn't that much behind it. I guess there's plants here, veggies. We can try it. This looks like Mario 64 on the PSP. What? I believe that's what the jungle permit. Jungle. What is jungle permit? Ah. Which way around do they go again? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Why didn't I write down whether they go clockwise or counterclockwise? I'm just gonna look. I don't want to fail this. That's the jungle thing you're talking about? I guess it's a temple. What are you talking about? Am I being trolled? This feels like an I think you should leave bit. They go clockwise. During engineering in general could be for making a traditional game software environment. Windows Notepad or HXD. HXD is great. I love HXD and all its flaws. Anyway, there's a cave inside here, so for this one you actually have to go like this even. Ooh. That's a small plane. That's such a niche culling plane. So few places are going to benefit from that. That's sad. I guess it's going to cull the foxes at least. Got 5/5. I have ad set as low as possible. I'm innocent in this. I'm a bystander. Beefy for free, but without the drama. If it's without the drama, it's not a real beta hack. Why would I play it if there's no drama attached to it? Please. Give me the drama. What's the point? This plane can literally everything behind it or only objects you choose. Everything. It's per triangle. It's a microcode feature. Now the thing is, the camera is going to be like this, so it doesn't really count shit, does it? I think I'm using this completely wrong. Yeah, that's bad. We don't want it there. Now this way it at least counts the foxes. It poking out just a little bit there is fine. Okay, nice. I think it counts the whole garden now for the longest view. That's what we want. Are you cheating? Cheating on what? Can you only have one plane? You can have multiple planes on the level, but it can only pick one plane. The plane is defined by 4 coplanar vertices. And the way it works is you just place 3 with circular B-perms like that, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then they will build a plane, and then after the level is loaded, the plane exists, and the game picks the best plane every frame. So this actually also has minor benefits from the starting area, as you can see, because it would still cull the fruit there. So I'm feeling very optimistic about this test now. Unless I somehow bugged out the culling plane. Okay, 28-ish. Oh, and that was a 25 there, that's ugly. But at least this is not during a platforming section, so I don't fully hate it. Oh, that was a 26 there. I should limit FPS, just so I have a more consistent frame rate here. Let's go to what was the laggiest view before. Shadows are baked in Eclipse channel. Oh, I see. Okay, nice. We have 26 now. That's another 2 FPS gains. Well, 1.5. Nice. How does the culling wall work? You submit a plane with like specific plane coefficients to the microcode, and the microcode, when it is time to draw triangles, it looks at your culling plane and it checks whether that culling plane is entirely it checks whether that triangle is entirely occluded by the culling plane there, the occlusion plane. So it is something akin to occlusion culling, but it is per triangle. So I don't think there is a modern analog to this. This is like a fucked up technique from the N64 realm that you would not see on a different console. That wasn't even developed back when the N64 was developed. So this is like a technique that I don't think exists literally anywhere else in the world. It is just on the N64. Yep, anti-portal is a good word to put it. Who coded that? Sauron. We're using Sauron's microcode F3DX3, which has some new features like a bigger vertex buffer, a lot less cycles, the anti-plane there, ambient occlusion, shade and vertex color at the same time. It's actually crazy how much better F3DX3 is compared to F3DX2, given that there were professional developers being paid a cumulative millions of dollars to make those, and then Sauron just comes along and makes it way better. He would be very humble about it though. He would say something like, oh, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. Couldn't have done this without their help, but really I think he could have. Does that not give us about F3DX? Free? Yes, it does. Million for the original F3DX2 microcode that Nintendo used. I'm sure there were millions put into that, right? Considering how many games were made with it, surely they put a lot of money into it. Oh my god, that's actually so chill at the sunset here. Oh yeah, before I forget, we should add a sunset. Where's the sun? Over here. Am I stupid? Where is it? Over there? Okay. So it's coming exactly from the bottom right. Let me print the current level ID just to be sure. It should be 1. It should be 1, but I want to be 100% certain before I waste my time. We get some sweet lens flow? Sure. It's 2. Okay, that makes sense. Fair enough. Stage lights. So we want a very strong sun. Probably with harsh shadows, given how dark the level is in the dark parts. And we want it to come from a direction that's like... What's the direction? Like 803080? No, that's bullshit. 60, right? 96 multiplied by 96 plus 96 multiplied by 96 plus 30 multiplied by 30 compared to 127, 127. That's too high. Maybe 90? 17,000, that's also too high. 87. So I'm doing some math on my second screen right now, you can't see it. 88? 88 is too... Okay, we do 87. 87, 30, 87. 10, 0, 1, 2. The light might be like mirrored right now, but it will only take a few tries to figure this out perfectly. Yo, nice GTM. Welcome to the stream. Okay, we got the lighting direction exactly perfect the first time around. How you like this level, GTM? We were optimizing this for the N64 earlier. What do you think? Do we want a different color for the light? We could make the light a little orange. Stronger? A bit stronger. It's literally set to 255. I also feel like the sun would be more orange. Hail to the Dongo actually made an HDR implementation. That's cool looking. I think I like the sun. Seems right to me. There was something else I urgently wanted to do. What was the other thing? We now have the sun. What's the other thing? Yet. Oh, the lens flare. Oh yeah, I'm aware that it's very tempting to overdo visual effects. So I hold myself back on purpose. There's a general tendency that if you program a cool effect, you want the player to really notice it, and then you just crank it up to 11 for no reason. Okay, so plus plus minus. No, plus plus plus. It's plus plus plus, okay. This setup sucks. I don't like that I have to increment that value there. 4. Why am I editing Lens Flare 6 here? What? Into normal grass. This, okay. Warning, this torch, that's not well. What is this? Oh, because I removed 2. Makes sense. Okay. So now we need to define the position of the lens flare. We're going to move it exactly where the sun is. Change the OC, please? No. What areas are already a complex mold texture? Let me see this. Okay, I see. I'll just take these, make it 10 times as far away. Alright, now we should have a lens flare, unless I broke the lens flares. I will say, guys, I refactor my engine like a lot. And there is a good chance that I break old features. Because I'm kind of reckless with it, because I don't value having the Jamar 64 source code intact at all. And sometimes that also breaks my own code. Well, I do see a lens flare. Oh, I see. Okay, so the lens flare is there, but it's a little on the nose. And now it's not there. What the fuck? Oh! It's blocked by collision, and we have the huge fake collision walls. That's why it's like that. Okay. We need to find a different solution to make players not go over here. It will not be an issue. That's fine. There's no surface below there, so you can't jump into it anyway. Now the problem remains that at the beginning, you were kind of able to just go there, and you were just getting the sun in your face. I guess that's gonna be solved once we make a collision map. Never mind, I'm not worried about it. Yes, this will be part of RTY IHTM. Needs a special collision material, does not block lens flare. Nah. I don't like putting special features into the engine directly like that. You should always try to find a way to make your thing work that doesn't involve processing costs literally everywhere else. So we'll just make the collision map like properly block that part of the sun as well. Right now I'm pretty sure that this here just doesn't have collision. Oh, maybe it does have collision. Well, something's wrong with the collision. Dariel's maps always look like they're made of clay. They're all, like, so shiny. You ever seen that Japanese polished mud ball? That's kind of what their levels remind me of. As you see them as mods, but I remember those don't really exist. Yeah. It's a little ugly that the hills come up with you this much. How's the sun not blocked here? I think there are some bugs because I made this go so far. I think if I reduce this, it will work a little better. What is the last one anyway? I think we could reduce the lens flare intensity. I hope this egg will be better than Monstrous Mana. Why the random shade at Mr. Comet? What did Mr. Comet do to you? New OST? Meow, 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 meow. I think that's a bit better, it not being so intense. I think maybe I put the intensity too low. Oh, maybe not. Actually kinda like it. Meow, 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 meow. I overwhelm in my brain. I'm sorry. Did we notice one the N64? I think so. But this is, I think, a good amount. Alright, we got the level mostly legless now. There will be a lot of optimization through removing unnecessary collision triangles. So I will say I expect at least another 1 FPS improvement in that spot, just because the collision will be less fucky. And also the apples here will be a separate actor. So that's going to help too, because they're going to be culled in the laggiest setting. And while I go over all the small collision improvements, I'm sure I'll find a couple more triangles that can be removed all over the place. So I think it is completely reasonable that the laggy part there, that was 26 FPS, is going to hit 30 in final. Mario's too dark? Dang. We tried so hard to get the sun right, but maybe it is too dark. It looks good, but I get that playability is also a factor we have to consider. Where is Luigi? Ihm war doch noch hier. Wo ist Luigi? Ihm war doch noch hier. Bum bum bum. Thinking about what else we could remove. I really like this section here. This section is so useless, but I like it. It's like you can go there, but there's no reason to. But you can. But if I go over this level as well, I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. I will say this one section here, this edge here, is kind of weird. It like violates the rule of every cliff needs to change the texture. But it's probably fine. It just looks so walled. We also still need to program the maze. The maze is going to be a little different, and that might actually also remove. And this is a stupid bug. Why is this happening? Which function even is this? 802488180 Finish move? Ah. We're landing like in an invalid position somehow. Interesting. Do you have making it? I assume the overworld is really hard to make. The overworld takes really long now. It is like the main part of the game. But also there is a factor of I now have a child and I have a job now, and that also slows me down a lot. Yeah, I feel like I'm done for today. I think we've made good progress importing Marty's level. We now need enemies. Marty, you wanted to make the enemies too, right? I think it's a good place to put it on hold until we have the enemies. And then, once we have the enemies and everything, we'll finish up the level. Ugh. So, redesign the two guys we figured out, starting in a few days. Awesome. Okay, I will hold off on that then, and we have the level in game. Actually, I want to check the ROM size real quick before we cancel the stream. How much did that add to the size? 62.2 megabytes. So we're still in budget. We can go to 64 megabytes, but it's getting pretty close. There's still a few more saves, but it's getting close. Yeah. So until next stream. Bye bye.